In 1958, the Catholic Church elected Pope John XXIII. He would invoke Vatican II and become one of the most dramatic and sweeping reformists in Catholic Church history. But there is a theory his election was marred by controversy. According to some, the real winner of the papal election that saw him become Pope was Cardinal Giuseppe Siri, who was forced to decline in favour of John. Today we ask, was there really a conspiracy to stop Siri becoming Pope, and why? This is Knowledge Voyage. But before this video starts, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the bell so that you can get all of our weekly videos about history. Thank you. Vatican II was one of the most dramatic events in church history. The Catholic Church, under its reform-minded Pope John XXIII, dramatically shifted its policies and doctrines, some of which had existed for centuries. Everything from changes in the liturgy to lifting bans on eating meat on Fridays to relations with other religions were all changed. When Pope John XXIII died in 1963, he was hailed by reformers and modernisers for his efforts, but to some, his reforms were bad, and to others, he should not even have been the Pope at all. According to this theory, when the conclave papal election was called in 1958, the true winner was Cardinal Giuseppe Siri. Siri was renowned as an arch-traditionalist and an arch-conservative, as well as an outspoken critic of communism. As the world was changing around it, the Church had voted for a hardliner. But then something happened. Under Vatican law, when a pope dies, all cardinals meet to elect a new one. The election is held in total secrecy, and voters are excommunicated if they ever reveal what occurred inside. According to the so-called Siri thesis, Cardinal Giuseppe Siri was elected pope, but before he could accept his election, he or the Church or both were threatened. Some theories say the Soviet bloc had agents in the conclave, who warned the Soviets would not tolerate an arch-conservative anti-communist pope and would retaliate. This could take the form of an attack on Rome or a crackdown on the millions of Eastern European Catholics under Soviet rule. It is now accepted that at least some cardinals were Soviet assets, so the theory is not totally without at least some credibility. In fear of Soviet reprisals against either Rome itself or millions of Catholics under Soviet rule, Siri declined, meaning the voting continued until eventually John XXIII was elected. According to this conspiracy, John had offered himself as a mild-mannered compromise candidate and so secured the election, but once safely elected, he set about radically dismantling and weakening traditional church positions. Some theories accuse John of links to the USSR or even secret societies. His choice of name as John XXIII is also claimed to be a deliberate insult, as John XXIII was the name of a previous pope denounced as an anti-pope for his alleged criminal behaviour. The Siri thesis is a juicy conspiracy theory, linking power, religion, conspiracy and intrigue. But there are some problems. For starters, the Soviets would not have attacked or nuked Rome without massive retaliation from NATO, and the Soviets would not have risked this, even for a pope who was a problem to them. And Siri himself never once spoke of it, and was totally loyal to all the popes he served under. Conspiracy theorists counter Siri would not have been allowed to explain what happened, due to bans on disclosing what happened in the conclave. It is true there were Catholic cardinals who were Soviet assets, so the threat could have been relayed to Siri by one of them. It is also true that the Soviets had a strong fear of Catholic uprisings in Eastern Europe. Just 2 years before the Siri election, Hungarians had risen up against Soviet rule in the Hungarian uprising, and the same year had seen Polish protesters crushed by the Soviets. So they would have had a well-placed fear of the power of a conservative pope who railed against communism. Their fears were well-placed, given the role a later pope, John Paul II, would play in encouraging Catholic resistance to Soviet rule in Eastern Europe. So much so, the Soviets tried to have him killed. Several authors have said that Cardinal Giuseppe Siri was the true pope, and therefore anything subsequent popes did is illegitimate. This is especially true for sedevacantist ultra-traditionalist Catholics. Of course, no one will ever know what happened in the ultra-secret world of the papal elections of 1958, but it is fascinating to think that the true pope was not elected. Thanks for watching everyone, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.